But they saw this area, see, with a lot of interest because this area, it's where they had the chance to bring Mayan gold. Well, Mayan gold, they will be like cocoa beans for chocolate. Imagine, you could trade chocolate with them. Jade, some of the most exquisite, works of jewelry, mask made it out of this jade. But well, the mines are always from the south. That like exotic products, obsidian. Maybe that's not like gold, but still like one of these sharpie things that they needed for war, for knives, spears, Vincent. We got only in the Yucatan limestone, so all these stone tools have to come from somewhere else. Well, instead, these areas here are rich, wealthy because of salt mines. I mean, humans cannot survive without salt. Now we can get the salt everywhere, but back then it was kind of difficult to get the salt. And for example, it was more used than now, because we have fridges and refrigerators. But imagine these guys, catch big fish. They want like import this to some other places, so they have to smoke this and salt any kind of meat, like deer, whatever, wild boar. This is practically it. Sometimes a lot of the people think, oh my God, Mexican food is so salt. It's because the cooking comes from pre-Columbian times, pre-Hispanic times, that sometimes the salt is a little bit more than normal. Anyway, but well, this is the idea, friends. They build more of these little ports and a little major port. This is the way they did it, with large canoes. This is how they bring in these products. So they were doing this bartering, exchanging products, but not big ships. So well, Talum was considered like important commercial port. Beginning from 1200 year AD, and this place, friends, was abandoned around 1540s, 1547, because of the Spanish conquest was begun with Francisco de Montejo. Francisco de Montejo is this name of the captain who built up a colonial city in the Yucatan. It's called Mérida. Perhaps it's the biggest city nowadays, like the capital of the Yucatan. But well, if you visit it, that's where they have like Catholic churches. They have also like these colonial style buildings. The thing is this, friends, the 1500s, like the Spanish, what they did, it's stopped everything. Like no more ceremonial temples, no more ceremonial cities. The only thing they wanted everybody worship is Christianity. See? They brought this Catholic religion, all right? So that's the thing. Maybe, friends, today you're visiting one of these places. These are unique because these don't exist anymore. Once the Spanish started all over the Americas, practically they built churches, cathedrals, but never anymore one more of those pyramids, temples to worship the rain god, the moon goddess, so the gods, that the Maya, the pre-Columbian people had long ago. Anyway, friends, this was something about 2,000 people. Chichen Itza was about 20,000 people. So, well, the buildings are much bigger. This is, for example, friends, the size of the temple. But well, here, once they move from their city, never become, as powerful. So archaeologists suggest number of people, 2,000 people. Now, this is, friends, a picture just recreating how the city looked like. Because, well, let's face it, once this place is abandoned, it's like at home. Leave your place, never come back. Then 300 years after, in the jungle, this is how this is gonna look. We have a sketch. I got a copy of this because this explorer is an architect. His name is Lloyd Stephens. This is how they found the temple of Talum. We're gonna see it, now all clear out of jungle. Oh, well, these archaeologists arrived here 1840s. Something like 300 years after the abandonment, okay? And these explorers, friends, were the ones who named the city as Talum. We have two translations, If you say Talum, literally Talum means wall. See? Talum. The other translation, Tunlum. Tun means stone, lum, it means land. Possible they call this place stone land or rocky land, or Talum, the wall. The archaeologists say most accepted is the walled city. This place is famously known as the walled city. But listen, this is the name given by the architects, Lloyd Stephens, Frederick Catherwood, these guys. Now, the real name of the place, friends, we know it because the excavations start 4 years ago. And then the Institute of Anthropology and History, these archaeologists find out the name of the city was the sunrise. Sunrise. Or another word in English for the sunrise is dawn. Dawn. See, in Maya, this place was known as Sama. Everybody say Sama?
Sama.
Sama. When you say bye, hasta mañana, until the next sunrise in Maya, this is how the Mayan people say Sama.
Sama.
Until you see the next.
Sun.
It's nice, eh?
Tomorrow, yes.
Hoping tomorrow, you see another.
Yes.
Oh, wait, this is the name of the city. It has to do, friends, with the location. Because you stand up in the cliff, sunrise time, imagine, the ocean, sunrise. And has to do this name, friends, also with the position of a building. Happens only at in the sunrise. We'll stop and see. I'll show you which one. But it's one of the buildings, friends, most important buildings that the people of this city end up worshiping. One god. Call it before Kukulkan. These guys here in Talum, they decorate all the temples. All the temples of Talum decorated with Kukulkan. Looks like this. See, it's like a little angel. You see the feathers on the arms, upside down. This is how we're gonna find it. We're going now to the next buildings. But that's where we see some of this decoration over the building. And some of these descending gods with blue color, with red color. See? But yeah, that's why, friends, I was showing you these couple of pictures. Because if we find one or two decorations with blue and with red, make us imagine everything was covered with blue and with red. Not to mention, there is also a chronic, 1517, from Juan de Grijalva, sailed from Cuba, stopped at Cozumel. And then after Cozumel, he kept going south. And then he mentioned in his chronics, he saw a city from his ship with big towers. These towers had this blue and red color on the buildings. See? So he never said, I saw Talum from my ship, because he did not know the name. But probably, he's probably talking about the tower over there,
Yeah.
the temple of the wind god, and the other tower, which will be the temple, the castle, the one we're gonna see in a few minutes. All right?
Now, was this populated at the same time as Chichen Itza, or did Chichen Itza?
No. Chichen Itza get populated like 700 year AD, 700.
And then they were
A
taken
couple
over.
of years after, they get powerful, mixing also Toltec architecture. 900 years, there was a migration of Toltec people in Chichen Itza city, and then after these guys they mix up with the Toltecs, that's when they start really ruling. That's when they really like took cover. You can say
Yucatan.
But I think neighbors nearby were not really happy, with the ruling class of Chichen Itza, have to pay tributes. They get together, organize, and they create a league. This league was called Mayapan League. Was created at 1100 year AD. And then almost 100 years, fight back to back. 1200 up to these guys, that create the league, Mayapan, to cover Chichen Itza.
And that's when they moved.
So the question also is this: was Chichen Itza, like powerful when the Spanish arrived? No, Chichen Itza was abandoned, was burned already, was in ashes. You know what I mean? And actually, this is maybe an interesting thing. If the Spanish would arrive like before, when they were like dominating, have 22,000 people, more people Mayapan around, probably fighting Spanish against Maya would be a more interesting fight. But 1500 they were like separated,
Little
small
peoples.
cities. They were also, after war. So kind of like a little bit that part of the history. But well, friends, this is the late post-classic period of time of Maya. Let's go through. Floor there are not original. These are done by archaeologists. They do, and they leave this open on purpose. So when you visit, you can tell, okay, that's where they did some excavation. Okay, and the reason for this kind of excavation, friends, is this is the typical place where archaeologists will find burials. Remember, the concept of cemetery did not come until after the Spanish conquest. They brought by Occidental areas. So somebody died, they buried it, but not in a cemetery. Could be in the front yard, in the backyard. This city seems to have big foundations. So the purpose for that is because in this area, friends, there is not like 6 feet under. Like you cannot make this too much rock. So they make these bigger foundations. And well, now 2012 they open a museum, where they display pottery, artifacts, part of the burials that they found not only here, but all the archaeological sites in this coast of Quintana Roo. See, but well, if you have the chance to go and see, you can see this. Now, 2012, they opened this museum. By the way, most of these friends offerings, the reason for that, Mayan people believe when somebody dies, they believe there is another place they go and live. This place for them, it was like the underworld. See? This is the place, you know, of the living. Trees, plants, birds, right? The sky is the place of the gods. But when you walk into a cave, for Maya, it's like going into another world. The Mayan underworld. But they respect this place because they believe that's where the dead goes to live another life. So if there is, you know, kind of a, maybe a dog, you know, you open the paper, oh, was a burial, a king was found in a tomb with big mask, jewelry, pottery, all this, they believe that there is another life. So they need cups, plates, jewelry for them to drink, to eat, to get dressed, stuff like that. Noble people or upper class people, right? Out of the 2,000, they were like the best ones, living in better houses, having nicer offerings. Just to mention, 500 people live inside the city, 1,500 people live north part of the city. So houses seems to be like outdoors, there's not much left, mostly wooden materials. Here inside, stone houses, see? Or here, stone houses but with foundations, and the rest will be like wooden materials, huts. See, but all these beams, all these huts, no, they don't last that long. Only the stone castle goes right over there. See, the height of the building, friends, is very, very, very small building. Comparing it with other temples, this is one of the smallest one. But this also tells you about this, you know, late post-classic period of time. Like it was kind of decadence. There is different temples in the world. In Mexico, Teotihuacan, 246 feet. Maya, 180. El Tigre in El Mirador. Something really old, something like 2,000 years old. And these friends, 25 feet. Tell me something. Does it look bigger than that? Doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
See? When you know, I ask people, you know, to guess. People guess the height is like 60 feet, and it's not that wrong. The thing is this, they use the natural hill of the building, sorry, of the city, you know, like the cliff, and that's where they start the construction from. See, so that's why from here we look like, okay, it's massive, it's like huge, right? But well, that's the thing, friends. It's only 25 feet, although they select this area, and then when the wind blows or the rain from the ocean comes, it's stopped by the cliff and by the big building. So the area where we have decorations, it's the front part of the temple. Okay, the buildings that you see, the guys over there. Take a look. Look how many people is standing over there.
Sweeping.
But the reason is that's where we see the descending God with colors. That's where we see the decoration with paintings. We'll stop there, we see the colors. But there is no breeze. There is no. That's why it's preserved. That's why it's preserved. Now, friends, these buildings, the building called the castle is named by the archaeologists, Lloyd Stephens, Frederick Catherwood. They thought this is the house of the king, but it's not. As a matter of fact, see, this place will be the place that they used to worship their different gods. See, as they believe, the gods were up in the sky, so they always built in their city a pyramid, a temple. See, but these will be always with stairs. Some with 400 stairs, some with 191 steps, some 365 steps. But the idea of the step, friends, is to get to the top part. And on the top part, that little patio, that's the place where, see, only one person was making the ceremony, was making the ritual. That person, friends, will be considered the main shaman, like the main priest. They had secondary priests, called bataps. One person that was considered the main one, the name of this man was Halach Winik. Translation, Halach means true, Winik means person. They call it literally the true person, but they call it the true person because it's the one who could actually speak with the gods. And the gods up in the sky will hear this man, only this man. Okay? Anyway, friends, this was practically the same in the classic period of time. Pre-classic period of time, they had only one person, like a ruler, and at the same time being the shaman or the main priest. See? Too much power, Like politics and religion was all in one person.
See?
Imagine, it's like the Pope, and Barack Obama. One person, huh? It's too much power. I'm just a little example, eh? But that's how it was for these societies. However, friend, this person also, well, not only they had the best life, like they got the early nice dress because they got luxury life, you may say, for their time. But at the same time, they were also the ones who had their duties to do the ceremonies and the sacrifices. Something about sacrifices in general, friends, when we find cups, paintings, or carvings by made by the Maya, always, friends, we find out that the one who gets first sacrifice is this person, the Halachwinik, or the king, or the person who was making the ceremony. So how did they do it? Perforate their earlobe, like pierce
See?
ear,
See?
earlobe, and then the blood from this was captured with paper. This paper then was burned with incense and hot coals. And let's say, just as they burn this blood from unique men, it's the way they give the best gift to their gods. But they were giving life
See?
for life, right? However, other perforations or piercing were done in the lip, the nose, fingertips. Here, this is one of the nicest carvings. It's from Yashilan. There is a lady that she perforates. Look, when you look at the grips, follow the second grip here, but it's crossing it through her.
First tongue ring.
Yes, the very first tongue ring.
That's it. Oh my God, you are a unique lady.
You're Mayan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, but look, that's it. That's the thing. I mean, this is how we see it. Maybe how it was in the back, in the past. But well, we also gotta look at our own, culture, civilization, and this is also something people do tattoos. Piercing. This is something normal.
See?
We think sometimes, we judge and think, oh my God, this is crazy. But they were living in, their own reality, their own different life. But this is how they believe truly they could take care of business with their gods. See? But burning or this blood from this person. Well, another thing, friends, is maybe interesting. These persons, they were a little bit eccentric too, for example. Another of those things. They were practicing cranial deformation, like these carvings. Whenever you see them, the heads of these people are like very, very, like cone heads. See? But this is, let's
Like
say,
the gods,
shape of one skull from a burial found in a tomb in a tomb in Palenque, Chiapas.
Like the visiting gods.
And this is not the only one, In Tikal, in Calakmul, now with more excavations they are doing it. They are doing a lot. They have found more of this, and most of these kings they have this deformation. But this deformation it was done when they were little babies, 4 months, 5 months. Putting these babies in a bed. They call it a bed with a board on top, a board here on the front. See, this is how they start making this part. Later on the sides. But well, the head of the babies are very soft.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful when they are like little because sometimes they roll off the bed. First thing they hit is their heads, the heaviest part, and they formate the head.
See?
See? I mean, with anything, you hit with whatever the head and you find a little deformation. But this is it. They kind of plan this. But the idea, friends, we don't know if it was for beauty. We don't know if it was, I don't know, for make them these persons more intelligent. There is a lot of theories, but I would say the most important thing, friends, it's just to distinguish, see, whoever was like these upper class noble people and commoners. See, but well, this will be why in the Mayan art you find always these persons with these big noses.
See?
When you look at Aztec paintings, when you look at Toltec paintings, they don't have this. Their nose is like a small one. Their heads are not concave. That's the thing. It's different people make these carvings. Didn't have the tradition. See, so that's why it's very important also. For example, when we look at a book from the Aztecs, so you can see these guys kind of dress up with this. They had temples like the Maya had temples. But for example, this book that shows a priest with an obsidian knife making a cut on the chest of this victim, laying down like this. This is something coming from a book done by the Aztecs. So I cannot say this is what happened here because it doesn't belong to the Maya tradition, to the Maya, culture.
So you don't know if they did human sacrifices in the Maya?
We know they did human sacrifices, but the carvings, their art shows mostly was like piercing for.
piercing,
And I'm not
not-
saying they did not sacrifice anybody like they were saying. No, they did. They had their enemies. They captured. They sacrificed them. But in general, sometimes when you see like they capture their enemies, they are shown like on their knees, perforated their earlobe. See, or but you don't see like clear carvings where they decapitate or they took hearts out like you see a lot of the evidences for the Aztecs. I'm just sharing this, So don't imagine what we see in movies and that's where the heads were rolling down. No, it's a little bit different. And also think this too, because it's a little patio over there, a little platform there. So practically that room area, friends, is where, imagine it. So people dress up, with their costumes, They make dances, music. See, they were playing music. They were also bringing more offerings. Like people came together and kind of gathered for a festivity, like a festival. See, like we do it nowadays, in our towns, but something like that for them. Although some of those were kind of celebrations to give offerings to their gods. See, but well, those kind of celebrations were ended also sometimes with these ceremonies to the gods, with this auto-sacrifice or self-sacrifice. So I'm saying it was also kind of part of their, I don't know, their calendar. There was a day they throw a party, but the parties were a little bit also religious parties in this kind of style. Okay. Now, guys, the picture that I show you with the temple, with the sun passing through, it's with the building there. The one you see with the ladder over there, they're working on it. Now take a look above the doorway. It's a small door, Now check out above the door. That's where you see this descending God. That's where you see this upside down God. Remember, what you see on top is the legs. This one. But that's the building I was showing you with the sun.
And what is she the god of? What is
The god?
she the god of?
In,
Sun or
this
the-
is no. Okay. This is in Chichen Itza. Okay. When you visit Chichen Itza, you find out that the most important god it was Kukulkan.
Sí.
Kukulkan, it was decorated like this, head of snakes and feathers. Like when you see the carving, they had feathers on the skin. Kukul means feathers, kan means a snake. They worship a god called Kukulkan, feather snake.
Bird snake.
But well, feathers,
Flying snake.
of birds
Sí.
are in the sky, snakes are in the ground.
Sky
Consider
snake.
a fertility god, like mixing whatever comes from the sky, like the blessings from the sky. If you hear a farming,
We're visiting.
when they see rain, this is what they see. These are blessings from the sky. And mixing with they're happy because at the end, after the rain, they will have a good harvest. But this is it. We're talking, friends. The cities did had only agriculture to sustain practically everybody living in the city. See, remember, first civilizations in America were the first ones who discovered, domesticate corn, beans, squash, and they start agriculture. Once they start agriculture, they, stop, moving from place to place. See?
Not so transient.
So agriculture, it's from hunters. They become agricultors. A lot of the gods have to be like for the agriculture thing. Now, the descending god in the post-classic after Chichen Itza, it turned like this, coming from the sky with feathers on. So it's representing Kukulkan, but post-classic, like later Chichen Itza. You know what I mean? And you can see now, friends, the top of the castle, the temple. There is two pillars. Those two pillars, it's what is left of the Kukulkan decoration. See? Like there were heads over there. So similar than Chichen Itza. And on the top part, we find three decorations above the doorway. The one in the middle, we see this descending god. The other place, take a look now, we have to move. The true man, the one who was like the ruler, also has underneath the hut, there is a doorway with this descending god decoration. Now, this material, friends, limestone, they discover to make this stucco decoration, well, they have to cook these stones. Once they put these stones in hot oven, this stone will get dehydrated. After this is dehydrated, they hammer it. This powder of limestone they obtained, they got from there, was mixed with resin or sap from trees. In English, this tree is named the rubber tree. And when you mix this dust, powder of limestone, with sap, water, they had their own mortar to get the stones together. But also, this is what they used to give decoration to the walls, to the temple there. Can you see it? See? Oh, well, that's the thing. The rain, when it starts coming, washes down rapidly this decoration. It's different when in Chichen Itza they carve. If they carve, this is more long lasting. Even if the rain doesn't wash this material right away. It's very difficult to find this. So it's 800 years old. The thing, this is next to the ocean. It's a real miracle that we still have a bit of this decoration over there. See, now, friends, about the ceilings of this building, this is made with wooden materials, wooden beams, secondary beams, wooden materials, and on top, the stucco decoration, the stucco material. See, which is, friends, what the same thing that you find on what they are working over there, on the little temple. The little temple, friends, still there, the doorway, because for that doorway, they use not beams like that. They use this, the same technique that you found the entrance, the arc like this. That will be why these rooms, like the temple there, and also the castle, they have a ceiling yet. These ones, they were wooden materials. Oh no, they get rotten, 100 years, 200 years. Once this is too rotten, the weight over the wooden beams just give it. But as a matter of fact, I don't know, friends, if you see on the temple, see the one they are working on it, the walls look like not 100% vertical. The wall there seems to be like, it's on purpose, because all the architecture of this period of time, they knew that they are using too much weight on their ceilings. So all the buildings were built with walls like that, in this position. So if they put the walls in this position, see, the top part, heavy burden, will be whole. See, but that's why they look like all the walls. No matter which one you look, it's part of, like, of their art. The architects figure out this technique. Sandpaper trick. If you touch the lip, it's like sandpaper. Natural. The fruit here is like guava. It's actually edible. It's called siricote. It's not ripe yet. That one is ripe. Oh, but very soft. Iguanas love it too. And the flower, you can see the flower, orange.
Yeah.
You can see the other one. It's the flower of the state of Quintana Roo. See, when you see furniture out of this wood, it's like two colors of the wood. You know, brown and a little darker. See, but yeah, this is very, very nice kind of a type of wood. Siricote. The best is their shape. Yeah. To look. Now, friends, for the paintings, take. See, look at this corner. This is where you get to see this stucco decoration. Stucco decoration, shows the mask. You know, you can see the nose, you can see the mouth, chin, the eye. Can you see it? See, just this corner here. Well, yes. No, did you see it already?
Yeah.
See,
Right on the corner.
right on the corner. If we get in this angle, you get to see the two profiles, left and right hand side. Now, friends, this face is actually known because of the big U under the eye. This means very old. Somebody slightly open, because this corner here representing the sky at the beginning of the day, at the sunrise. Take a look on this corner now. You're gonna see at this one. Look at the eye. See the eye? Right here. See the same face. Can you see it? The eyes are closed. See? The other one there with the eyes a little bit open. This one, because it's representing the sky. The same God, but at night time, nocturnal. Changes the sky. Now, folks, this is also a building that represents the creation of life. Well, one of the reasons, friends, it's caves, are the place where they understand the life comes from. For two reasons, One, because that's the place where the water is. Only in Yucatan, See, it's the place where you find these wells like this. But it's practically friends because it's all limestone. Whenever it rains, the water drains. So for them, the life comes from the underworld because that's where there is the water. Second of all, see, farming. If they're gonna seed the corn, drop it, put the dirt, they expect that the underworld helps for the creation of life. But that's the room there. If you see it, it's dark, very small. Practically, for instance, representing a cave, representing a cenote, and the priest went in there to make ceremonies for creation of life. Now take a look. There is a little here decoration representing a baby in birth, in creation. Take a look. It's in between these two decorations. It's inside these two horizontal lines. Can you see it? It's upside down. You can see the hands, the head, and this hand on the left side is holding a line that makes these figurines. But it's very clear,
See? See?
The baby is upside down holding the umbilical cord. Now this decoration, the first one, right here in front of me, this is what we see. It's eroded, I know. But there's a person sitting like this. You can see part of the headdress. It's pity we don't see the full body, but the legs are like this. Because this is, if you are in a Mayan village, it's still Mayan village with no hospitals nearby.
Sí.
When the ladies are giving birth, they have to get in this position.
See? The squat.
Somebody has to go around, hold a bit the belly, but the baby has to be in this position, upside down, clean. So there is this birth. Once the baby's there, imagine. There was something divine that helped. So there is this beginning of life. But you have to think, they believe, friends, the life begins from the caves like that. See, if the corn, the seed, pops out of the ground, it's because there was something divine that helped that many more little crops of corn and will help to feed everybody. But that's the kind of the idea, see, of the concept of this building. Now, there is another of those fertility gods, descending gods. Can you see it? With the color, blue, red color. That blue, friends, you get it from the jungle. It's a tree called indigo. It's the leaves of a tree. Grind them in a mortar, pour some water, you get this blue indigo. See, the blue color. And the red color comes from a fruit. It's called anato. It's like pomegranates, You open these pomegranates, little red seeds. Grinding these red seeds is how they get this red color. Now the painting, friends, was done in a technique, probably hear about it. It's called fresco technique. Put the stucco, the cement. Once is the cement over, still fresh, that's when they come with the pigments. As this cement is drying, at the same time absorbs the color. See, but this is why it's 800 years old. The handprints, this red color, indoors, still long lasting. If they paint this on dry walls, no way. In 2 months, 3 months, in a year, it's gone. 800 years and still this. But the name of the building is the Temple of Creation or the Temple of Paintings, right?
When we were here last time, were some of those handprints they had the fingers removed?
There is also, it is not that clear, like if it's two hands like this, see, like this, or if it's only one hand. It is known that like when they find skeletons of kings, Halachwiniks, a deformation on a person, it makes them unique. Their mouth go like this, or their lips, go in different position. The extra finger, they believe these were special
It just seemed
persons
like when we
with
came
more
before, there was some
certain
where the
powers.
finger was just cut off. Something
No. But you see, it's one looks like 5 fingers. The other one, the one in the middle, is like something like this, but it's not that clear. I mean, it is known, people with deformation, with extra fingers, sometimes they were priests, so probably it's the hands of these priests, but it's not like clear, the 6 fingers there, right? It's like too many. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other one 7. No, it's like, but it's too many. But yeah, it's no, deformation was known like someone important. Yeah.
Is it possible that this is maybe a hospital or something where women came to give birth?
Possible, but not any kind of lady. Maybe just a special, like nobility went in there and protected by their deities, and that's the place where they give born to one king. It's also another possibility. But we don't have like the instruments or something that they found in there that was maybe, for sure that. But it's a possibility.
What's the
See?
large stone there for?
The large stone, this is interesting, eh? It's actually give us a big gap. This was carved. Only these ones, friends, they were built in the classic period of time. These stones are found in Cova. This is from Cova, but they found like the king, hieroglyphics, dates, all right? These ones, friends, give a lot of information. But when you find them like that, you are lost. You don't see anything. See, so the only thing the archaeologists discovered is this was carved 800 year AD. So that's the thing. The city was built 1200 year AD. This 400 years earlier.
So they brought it from somewhere.
It gotta be some from another place, but it gotta be really important. It's mine. How many generations carry it? Bring it here in the Axis Mundi and place it here. But possibly they have like writing representing the king or something. I mean.
You're okay, you can go. To show how close this is to the ocean.